is Kriya Jewel, and I am going to share a Kriya with you that comes from the tradition of Kundalini Yoga. And before we start our practice, we tune in with a mantra. The mantra is called the Adi mantra, and it goes like this. Om, it's a seed sound for the infinite. Namo means to bow. Gurudev, Namo. And it translates as, I bow to the infinite wisdom of the universe, the universal guru, the guru through the ages, and I bow to the guru within, because by practicing you connect yourself to that golden chain of all those who've carried the practice through the ages. So let's just begin with our tuning in. So find yourself in your beautiful yogic seat. Now, if you are not used to sitting in a cross-legged fashion, if this is not comfortable for you, if you have an injury of any kind, you can always sit in a chair or use cushions or do whatever it takes to make yourself comfortable. And that's very important because you want to have a nice straight spine, as straight as possible. If you are sitting on the floor, you can sit in a half lotus, in a full lotus, and an easy sitting cross-legged pose is just fine. I like to just kind of put my hands in the front and lift my tailbone up and just arch my back, sit down on my sit bones, and then just stack up nice and tall. Roll our shoulders a few times. Feel the shoulder blades wrap around the back of the rib cage. And just for a moment, let's just breathe into our bellies, breathing from the lowest region, filling up into the upper rib cage, trying to fill the breath out in all directions, from the back to the front, the sides, and all the way up into the upper part of the chest. Take a nice deep smile into your beautiful body, and exhale. Again, just letting the breath exit the body. And as a rule, you're going to breathe nice and full like this. We'll do it 3 times. Full breaths, expanding your chest in all directions. Up to the top, up to the clavicle, the shoulders. And smiling, exhale. Last time. Centering yourself down. Feel your sacrum relax and spread sideways. And feel your tailbone, the tip of your tailbone. Imagine there was like a lead weight tied to your tailbone and it's pulling you down to the center of the earth. Feel this beautiful planet that we sit upon. And just for a moment, close your eyes. Look up to your brow point, up to the point behind the eyebrows. And feel the weight of the tailbone pulling down. It's the very end of your spine. And at the same time as your tailbone's pulling down, rooting down into the earth, you want to feel your heart open, your shoulders locked in, and feel like the crown of your head is being lifted skywards. You want your chin just slightly tucked in what we call Jalanda Bandha. It's the lock of the neck and the throat lock, and it contains your energy. There are also 2 other locks that are the main, that are very important in Kundalini Yoga and in all styles of yoga. And that's Mula Bandha, which is the root lock, squeezing the anus and the perineum and the pelvic floor, and Uddiyana Bandha, which is at the navel, and it's like pulling the navel into the spine. So those 3 locks will come into play. I will talk about them more later and in other classes, but just for that bit of information. So feeling your tailbone rooting down, lengthening down, your crown lifting up. Feel your whole spine lengthen, strengthen. Feel space between each vertebrae as you breathe. Long, deep breaths. And you're smiling deep into your beautiful body temple. Bring the palms together and start to rub them. Creating heat between the palms stimulates all the nerves, all the what we call nadis in the yogic systems. Keeping that beautiful smile on your face, smiling inwardly to your cells, to your organs, to your bones, every part of yourself. Send that smiling energy in. Activate all those good happiness hormones. We can always use those. And then bringing the hands to the heart, get the thumbs, press into the sternum, and press between the palms with about 5 pounds of pressure. Feel that beautiful long spine, and we're gonna chant the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times, 1 breath for each chant. So take a deep inhalation and exhale, and inhale for the Adi mantra. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Take a deep inhalation, suspending your breath, and you're going to apply that root lock, Mula Bandha. Squeeze it, the anus, the perineum, and the navel. Keep the chin locked. Roll the eyes up. Pull the tongue back to the back palate. And tune into that beautiful, peaceful presence that is you, that you are creating in this moment. And exhale. Now ready to begin the Kriya we've chosen today, which is Kirtan Kriya. And Kirtan Kriya, just to give you a little bit of background, it's one of the Kriyas that has had the most research done on it. They've done MRIs of people during practice, and they've taken MRI and photos of the brain before and after an individual has practiced for a period of time, like of 2 weeks. And the changes in the brain are tangible. It shows that the frontal lobe actually thickens and grows in activity, and that the hemispheres of the brain become balanced. So if one is more right brain dominant or more left brain dominant, it brings you into more of an equality in the dominance of your brain, and actually shows activation in more parts of the brain. It's really phenomenal. And I can link you up to actually a documentary where that information is actually shared, that research. But for now, we're just going to do the practice and feel it for ourselves. We're going to do 9 minutes, so it's a fairly short. Now this Kriya can be done in longer periods of time. It's traditionally done for 31 minutes, but generally you can pick a time, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 18 minutes. You divide the time into 3, and then it is structured in a certain way, and you'll see. So we're going to do 9 minutes. So the first 3 minutes, for the first minute and a half, we're going to speak a mantra. For the second half of that 3 minutes, the second 1.5 minutes, we're going to whisper a mantra. And at the same time, we'll be doing a moving hand mudra. We're going to be taking our fingers, and we're going to be touching the forefinger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the baby finger. Now, the fingers all represent different planetary influences, and we can get into all that. We're not going to do that today. The mantra is Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Very simple mantra. It's seed sounds. It's known as the Panch Shabad mantra because it has 5 distinct sounds. S, T, N, M, and Ah. So we'll be chanting that through, first speaking it, then we will whisper. And then in the middle quadrant of the meditation, the 3 minutes in the middle, we are going to speak that mantra internally. We're going to keep using our mudra, our moving mudra, and we'll keep speaking the mantra just as if we were saying it out loud, but we'll be saying it inwardly. And then the last 3 minutes quadrant, we will whisper the mantra for the 1.5 minutes, and then we will speak for the last minute and a half. And what this does is it creates a frequency in the brain. It's like, I liken it to doing a refrag, a format of your computer. You start on the human level, speaking to the human, and then you go down into what they say the beloved. So you're going down into the unconscious, or just the subconscious. And then in the bottom quadrant, in the internal speaking, you're talking to the deep unconscious, and then you're coming back out again to the subconscious, and then back into the human realm. So you do like a wave action. And another thing to take into consideration is that you want to do a visualization while you're speaking the sounds. You're going to be drawing the sound in through the crown of the head, and imagine the sound exiting out through your brow point. So imagine sa, ta, na, ma. And so there's a visualization, there's a moving hand position, there's a mantra to speak, and there's several different ways of speaking. So there's a lot of things to keep your mind occupied. And by doing this intense occupation of all facets of your mind, you will find yourself in a very peaceful place. It does some amazing things. And this practice can be done daily for periods of time, but even one time you're going to feel something. So let us begin. So just sitting in your easy pose or sitting in a chair, I'm going to start a little timer here. And we're going to begin. You're going to follow along with me. Your hands just on here, and sa, ta, na, ma, 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 sa, sa ta na ma, 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 sa ta na ma. Inhale deep. Hold Gyan Mudra. Suspend the breath and squeeze at the pelvic floor, at the navel. Pull the tongue back, roll the eyes up. Lift the energy through the spine. Keep smiling, that beautiful radiant inward smile. And exhale. And just stay in the frequency of what you've created with your breath, with your voice, and with your hands and your body. Thank you so much for sharing practice today. And we'll just close our practice with one long satnam. Bring the palms together and just rub them. Inhale deep. Bring the hands to the sternum. Press between the palms once again. Take a deep inhalation. Breathing in that beautiful frequency. Exhale. And inhale for Satnam. Sat means truth and Nam means identity or name. Tuning into the true identity. Sat Nam. Satnam. Thank you for sharing. And may you go into this day with a beautiful bliss in your heart, with a bounce in your step. And may all your communications and interactions come from the highest caliber of your being. And may this world be a much better place for our place in it.